Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're all well, and I hope you're figuring out some sort of productive routine for this new normal for us. Um, this week, we actually should be in Virginia Beach right now. I know it's a huge disappointment to a lot of us. So I wanted to recognize that. It's a little bit hard. I didn't know whether to bring it up because it's going to make it worse, but I figure most of you either have been on this trip before or will get the opportunity to do it in the next couple of years. So anyway, we're going to do a virtual band trip in a nutshell via some pictures on a uh, sort of a PowerPoint presentation I put together. I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, we will go right to the Wednesday night preview. We start out in the chorus room. Everybody goes in the chorus room while the jazz ensemble's rehearsing, and they put their luggage in for the luggage check. Here's our jazz ensemble rehearsing. Luggage is all down in our cafeteria. This is actually a footage of our actual cafeteria. It's remodeled, as you can see. We put your luggage in there to test it out, see if it would be big enough. Those of you may not know, because you're stuck in the chorus room or the band room during this time, we have very sophisticated means for checking through your luggage. Crack staff of chaperones is well versed in these methods. We check through everything. Occasionally we do find some contraband. Have to contact typically the Department of Homeland Security, notify some of the officials there. This is actually more of what a typical suitcase looks like. It's either that, jam-packed with clothes. Quite often we have just a little bit of food. Some people pack only food, very little clothing. And that's really okay too. Then we go back. Once the luggage is done, we go back to our chorus room, introduce all our chaperones. Here's some of our crack staff. They actually wearing their protective gear that they use to get through the luggage checked safely. Once we've introduced all the chaperones, we get on our buses. Wade Tours is the company we use. They've been really good. The buses are certainly tons better than the school buses that we could possibly take, which we would never do on a trip like this. It's a lot better, especially because you have to sleep overnight. You think when you get on there that sleeping is going to be luxurious. But in actuality, when you try to sleep with that many people, it becomes a little more like this. You got people lying on the floor, pretty jam-packed. I think Nolan Smith, he's like 7 feet tall. He'd probably be on the floor, taking up about 6 rows. People try to figure out creative ways to sleep. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that bus, which seemed really luxurious at the beginning, it's still very nice, but can tend to get a little overcrowded still. But eventually we do get to the hotel, the 4-Point Sheraton at Virginia Beach. Beautiful redone lobby as of the last couple of years. Once we unload everything up into the ballroom, get all our luggage done, we go to one of the highlights of the trip, I gotta admit. We go to the breakfast. You'll see some juice there, scrambled eggs, hash brown, bacon. It's fresh fruit, and the highlight right there is the highlight, folks. The French toast. Killer French toast. We look forward to it every year. I'm sort of crying right now, mainly about the food that we've lost. But we do rehearsals. Each of the group has rehearsal in the ballroom. We're setting up for the rehearsals for the wind ensemble and concert band and jazz ensemble. And once we're done with those rehearsals, we go to lunch. You can go anywhere you want with the fast foods. Just don't fraternize with the locals. After lunch, we get a few hours to hang out on the lovely beach. This is a view from our hotel, actually. Great balconies that they've got overlooking the ocean right there. Beautiful situation. Some people play football. Some people just play in the sand. It's a picture from a chorus trip from a few years ago. I think that guy's still there, buried. Some people rent these bicycles. You can go up along the path by the ocean. That's a lot of fun always. Oftentimes we get a frisbee game going. Sometimes even the old folks join in. Then we go to the mall and eat some food, hang out for a couple hours along with the eating. There's some interesting activities our kids have found to occupy their time while they're waiting to be finished. It's another lovely thing. Those things actually moved. You could ride around. It's a little bit scary. I don't know what's going on with Reese here, but definitely looks pretty sketchy. Then we go back to the hotel. We have an early curfew because of the performance the next day, but early curfew means some people can do an early morning, get up and watch the sun, either go on the beach and watch or watch right from your balcony, see the sunrise. That's always cool. We get another great breakfast in. This was actually breakfast not only helpful for nutrition, but this was the site of one of our more creative promposals over the years. This was a few years ago on a choir trip. Check out the bacon. You guys are ingenious. Then we get dressed for the concert. The aim is to look uniform. The bands usually do it pretty well. Chorus, definitely uniform. Not sure that's what Mr. Gould exactly had in mind. So the band does it pretty well. Choir, not sure. Rhythm section, definitely marching to their own drummer. See what I did there? Then we get on the bus and go to our performance. Beautiful chance to perform. This is actually a picture from the School Band and Orchestra magazine. They did a feature article last year, National Magazine, 2 years ago rather, and they had a bunch of pictures. This is from that magazine. This is us on stage during our clinic. You can see a few familiar faces there. This is the part I miss a lot as well. You guys would have been so ready for this, and I missed the chance for you guys to kind of show off how good you are. We would have been great with our performances, with the sea songs, and then Dreams and Proclamations, and Chorale and Shaker Dance, a really challenging program. You guys were heading to be in awesome shape with those. I know we would have been ready. Jazz ensemble with Louisiana Hot Sauce and Madrid, Sing, Sing, Sing. You guys would have done awesome. Some pictures. These are some more pictures. I think it's Megan Donahoe and Jama DeWitt there from last time. Our own Caden Diesenroth made the magazine. These guys made the magazine. A couple of familiar faces in there as well. Then you go to dinner. This was actually Mr. Vetter and Mrs. Borelli dressed up nicely for our dinner a couple years back. I thought this was a fun picture until I zoomed in on it. Check out what's on the hat. Yowza. Definitely ouch there. Then we get to go back after dinner, have some more beach time. Some people just hang out on the beach. Some people play in the pool. It's a really nice pool at the hotel. Some people go up and down the strip and get henna tattoos. Sometimes we play some mini golf. That one's definitely going in the hole. Sometimes hanging out on the balcony. One of our main goals, we warn you, try not to get hurt on these things. We don't want to send anybody to urgent care. Last year's chorus trip, Austin's sister got to pay a visit to urgent care, had a little run-in with the storage compartment door on the bus, putting her luggage in, ended up with some souvenir staples in her head. That's always fun. Speaking of urgent care, I've actually made a few trips myself over the years. This is from my broken toe a few years back. I also broke a rib one time and another time had a neck injury, so it's probably just as well that I'm staying home. Then you get to have some nighttime on the beach. Always fun to hang out on the boardwalk there. Then we get up the next morning, head right to Busch Gardens. It's the world's most beautiful theme park, according to Busch Gardens. It really is a beautiful park. It's great for roller coasters. This is the Loch Ness Monster. It's been there from day one. Tons of fun. Another great one, Apollo's Chariot, kind of rides over the whole park. Beautiful ride. My favorite definitely is the Griffin. Great vertical drop, more than 90 degrees. If you're not a roller coaster fan, they've got some more mild rides, a sky ride that goes over the whole park, around the whole thing. A lot of fun. They've got Escape from Pompeii, which is sort of a big log flume thing. You definitely are getting soaked if you're riding on that thing. Some more mild rides. They've got animals show. They have a wolf show there. They have a lot of birds. This is a picture I took last year. Pretty cool stuff. They've got shows to do, a great Irish dance shows, a lot of fun, Irish and tap. It's the show that was in the Oktoberfest last year. I'm not sure what it was. Always great food. Again, I think this was from the French region. The barbecue looks like a combo plate, if I'm not mistaken, with a salad and some apple crisp. Mouth is definitely watering. And if you're more of a dessert person, they do have some tasty little samples of desserts there. Always good stuff. And then we take a break in the from the rides and do our awards. They've got great awards ceremony. There's a fun ceremony. This is the chorus kids after last year's ceremony. You sort of hang out in that big stadium area where they do the awards. Again, they give awards for ranking, 1st through 5th or 6th place. They do ratings from either outstanding, or rather superior, or excellent, or good, or fair, or should have stayed home. And I don't know exactly what we would have gotten, but I have a pretty good idea based on past history. Our wind ensemble and jazz ensemble in the past, the jazz ensemble actually finished 2nd in the mid-90s in one of our competitions. Other than that, the wind and jazz have a combined 29 first places, never with any rating besides superior. So my guess is wind ensemble, 1st place, superior. Jazz ensemble, 1st place, superior. Last time our wind ensemble got the overall top band of the festival, the Reveille Award. I'm giving that to you guys for sure. I think our groups were just as good this year as they were 2 years ago, if not perhaps even a little bit better. They gave one section award for jazz ensemble last time 2 years ago. Our trombones won that. I honestly don't know who would have won that. Could have been any of our sections in jazz. Each of them had chances to get features. They gave one soloist award 2 years ago. It was Caden Diesenroth. My guess this year, I pulled out this award trophy that my daughter Kelsey won her freshman year in Virginia Beach. I'm giving that soloist award to Daniel Atkinson. I think he would have crushed his Madrid solo and also done a great job with a Louisiana hot sauce solo. So I'm sorry you guys can't experience the awards, but yeehaw, you're all winners in my book. And trust me, as tricky as it is to sleep on the bus ride there, the bus ride home, you will have no problem sleeping after 3 long days, a full day at the park. You will sleep just fine on the way home, unless you made the mistake of thinking this was a fun thing to do. Our pal Ryan Barsky did this a few years back, thought it would be fun to win one of these little stuffed animals until he realized he has to put that in the seat with him on the way home. Kind of makes it a little bit tougher to sleep. And you definitely don't want to end up next to this guy. That could definitely impact your ride home for sure. But before you know it, you wake up, we're back in beautiful upstate. So I don't know why we just got cut off. It was literally my last slide. Anyway, I'm so sorry that we can't be doing this trip. I hope that helped a little bit to celebrate us together. Letting you know that I miss you guys every day. Thinking about you a lot. Stay safe. Surf's up, dudes.